Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King 2. And today I'm going to be giving you part 25 of What If Izuna Uchiha was Naruto Ancestor. Remember to get this one to 100 like as usual. Share this to all of your friends on your social media platform. And also, stay in tune because after this I'm going to be posting a new episode of What If Naruto had multiple people sealed inside of him. So stay in tune for that and I hope you guys enjoy. And also guys, remember if you're new and this is the first time you hear my voice, go ahead and click that red subscribe button and join Anime King and Anime King 2 and become a part of the Anime King family. And I hope you guys enjoy each and every episode. And I also post a new episode of What If Naruto was neglected by everyone. So go ahead and check that out and enjoy guys. And on this channel I post a new episode of What If Naruto was a Vampire. So go ahead and check that out as well guys. And remember to comment down below and tell me if you're new. I'll be replying and talking back to all of you. So yeah, without further ado, let's begin this new episode. Start the intro.
I think the girls with their nails done now. Girls with their nails done. Girls with their
So, the last time we left off, Naruto faced off against Gaara, as, to Gaara's surprise, he was no match for Naruto, as Naruto beat him down until he was weak. But Naruto then stopped his assault, as he activated his Mangekyo Sharingan. Gaara found himself in his mindscape with Naruto standing there as well, as Shikaku was there with a scowl on his face. As he brought down his giant hand to squash the both of them, Gaara closed his eyes and waited, but he felt nothing. No trauma, nothing. He opened back his eyes and he saw Shikaku on his knees. Bow, Naruto said, as Shikaku bowed in front of him, as Naruto's eye was bleeding as his Mangekyo Sharingan was also being shown in Shikaku's eyes. As Naruto spoke to Gaara, the both of them had a long talk, and Naruto convinced Gaara to join his side after showing him everything about his past life and what they have been through together. Gaara accepted as he joined Naruto. Back at Konoha, Kakashi got some news from Yamato, Karin, a woman that was going to be the next Fire Daimyo, as she wanted Hiruzen to be off the position of Hokage. She wanted Kakashi to take his place, as she wanted Naruto to come back. She was going to give him full immunity so that he wouldn't be in any problem even though he slaughtered 300 root agents. As Danzo was Karin's teacher, and she loved Danzo in a teacher-student relationship, and she hated Hiruzen after she found out what happened, as she wanted Kakashi to bring back Naruto and Naruto to protest against Hiruzen, showing the people, the rest of the council members, that Hiruzen is not fit for his duty, wiping out so many envoys just to try and get Orochimaru, and playing off all of this, blaming the Jinchuriki, and the Jinchuriki is now gone from Konoha. He can no longer protect the village, as Kakashi didn't know what to do. On one hand, Naruto could come back to the village and everything will be back to normal. On the other hand, Hiruzen, as Kakashi sighed, as Yamato told him that Karin wanted him to become the next Hokage as well. We then escaped to Kurenai as she was currently on vacation. As she was looking for Naruto, he was on the same island, as she got this information from Kakashi who got it from Hiruzen. As she go to the Poplar's restaurant, as she placed the woman under a genjutsu, as she showed the woman a picture of Naruto, as the woman said yes, but he is going under another name here. As the woman said that Naruto usually come here with a girl, as Kurenai was pissed to hear that, even though they didn't left on good terms. Was he actually dating someone else? As she wanted to know, as she decided to scout some more to find him, as she wanted to know if he really is now with someone else. So yeah guys, that was basically the last point left off. You guys can switch across the place and check it out for yourself. So let's start this new episode. We start this episode with Naruto and Haku as the both of them peacefully walk through the market of the island, as Haku couldn't help but smirk as she saw the annoyed look on Naruto's face. Shopping was one of the things that he hated to do. And for the past few weeks, Nono has been sending him on errands, as Haku has been coming along with him. At one point in time, he figured that Nono was trying to set him up with Haku. Seeing that both of them were the same age, orphans, missing ninjas, well, as criminals. They also know the pain of being alone and discarded from society. Naruto was also noticing that Haku was writing something in a personal diary for the past few weeks. Are you trying to write something, Naruto asks. Yeah, I have free time these days, so I'm kind of writing a silly novel. It's nothing more than a hobby, she said, with a smile. What's it about? Naruto asks. It's about people who are not able to adjust in society due to different reasons. The main character is quite complicated. He's kind of like you, Haku said. You sure you're not making a story of my life? Naruto asks. Nah, not exactly, Haku said. That's good, because it probably won't have a fairy tale ending. At least you can write a happy ending, Naruto said. Now, let's get some lunch. After they finished getting lunch, Naruto went home as he had something to give Nono, as Haku was still in the market district. She then sensed something around her. This person had a high chakra level. The person wasn't hiding it. They must be a shinobi, as Haku felt the person following behind her, as she went to a secluded alleyway, as she then stopped. You can come out now, Haku said, as the woman also appeared. So, you're Haku, she said in a very icy tone. And you are? Haku asked. As Haku looked at the woman, she was in Naruto's picture, but Haku didn't know her name or her history. Naruto was very secretive about that. We need to talk, said the woman, as Haku simply nodded. Nearby tea shop 30 minutes later, when Haku found out that Naruto was in love with someone, she never expected her to be this beautiful. The woman who was sitting in front of her was incredibly beautiful, with the deadly skills of a talented ninja. Wow, said a surprised Haku, making Kurenai raise one of her eyebrows. Excuse me, said Kurenai. You're quite beautiful, stalker, said Haku. I am not a stalker. And what do you mean by beautiful? Asked Kurenai suspiciously, as Haku quickly raised her hands. Alright, I was joking about the stalker part, but you're quite beautiful. I see why Naruto is so loyal towards you, Haku said. What do you mean? Asked Kurenai curiously. Before that, can I ask your name? It's strange having a conversation with someone, and I don't even know their name. Akira, said Kurenai as she was lying. She didn't know this girl so good, and she didn't want to know anything about her. I see, said Haku, as she could tell that was a fake name, but she continued. Where is Naruto? Asked Kurenai, as she had seen Naruto shopping with her just an hour ago before they went for lunch, and then he headed off. At our hideout. Why do you want to meet him? Asked Haku. None of your business, said Kurenai. Then I'm afraid we're at the end of our conversation. Nice meeting you, Akira, said Haku, as she started to get up, but Kurenai grabbed her hand. As the both of them glared at each other, but Kurenai then spoke in a cool tone. We're not done yet, she said. Yes, you're lying to me, and Naruto is a friend of mine, and I would be damned if I let the assassin get near to him when he's the #1 target of Konoha hit list. Even if he knows you, I am not revealing where he is unless you tell me your intentions. You're not gonna budge, are you? Asked Kurenai tightly, since she has been spending so much time searching for them, and now she finally found them. But she wanted to talk to Naruto in private, but he moved off with such speed. After his lunch, she couldn't even keep up with him. This place was surrounded by people. He was gone in seconds. I just want to talk to him. I have something for him, said Kurenai. Are you his wife or fiancé? Asked Haku, as she started to chuckle when Kurenai's cheeks turned bright red. It's not like that. We're complicated, said Kurenai. I believe you. Just like that, Kurenai said. Please, I've seen him countless times, staring at a picture of you. Really? Said Kurenai. Yeah, said Haku, as she drinks some of her tea. How is he? Asked Kurenai. He is changed, said Haku. More like changing. What do you mean? Asked Kurenai. Naruto is a good person, but there's the other side of him that I've seen a lot in the past few weeks. We're currently hiding in an orphanage, which Naruto helped set up with a very kind nun. He has been regularly sending money for the young orphans since the past few years. As Kurenai was surprised, just how much she didn't know about him. Thank you for being there for him, said Kurenai. Huh, don't worry about it. He has done so much for me already. He doesn't have many friends, well not right now. It's just nice to know that he has people looking after him, said Kurenai. Akira, before we go to meet him, I want you to refrain yourself from saying anything that might hurt him. He has been getting his smiles back and his happy behavior by being around the kids. Plus there's a fact about his collapsing health. What? Is he alright? Asked Kurenai, as hearing that made her heart sink. I don't know. He goes out for some missions and always come back half dead at midnight. The nun that look after him don't say anything to me. I am not that advanced in medical ninjutsu, but even I can see that he is slowly deteriorating. So please be careful with your words and actions. Kurenai cursed her fate. How was she supposed to tell Naruto about his clone daughter that was now dead and secretly buried? Not only that, Hiruzen, take the information from the boy's mind. What if that affects his health badly? She definitely needed to see him now to make sure he was safe. The entire reason of coming here was for her to tell him everything, to be the one person that doesn't lie to him when everyone else does. But now she wasn't so sure about her decision. Take me to him, she said, as Haku nodded. With Naruto, he was sitting on a large stone, as two children were playing in front of him. Oni-chan, both of them said, snapped him out of his thoughts, as the boy was Ken and the girl was Ria, as the boy had a paper plane in his hand and the girl had a sunflower, as they were giving it to him, as he ruffled their hair, earning small giggles from them. Are these for me? Naruto asked, as the both of them nodded. I brought these flowers for you, said Ria. I made this plane for you, said Ken, as he seemed unsure about his gift as he looked at Ria's. As Naruto smiled, the flower is beautiful. Thank you, Ren, he said. I mean, Ria. Why did I say that? Said Naruto. What about me? What about me? Said Ken. The plane is awesome, said Naruto. Both of these are amazing. The both of them gave each other a high five, as Naruto looked at their clothes, which was dirty after playing so much. You two need a bath, he said. Hey, said Ria, can I get a hug before I go for a bath? Me too, said Ken, as the both of them raised their arms. As Naruto chuckled, as he picked both of them up, as they hugged him. Kurenai was left speechless, as she watched all of that. It was so beautiful and heartwarming, as a tear slipped from her eye. Was this really her Naruto? She looked on her right side to see Haku giving her a smile. There is nothing going on between me and him. We're merely friends, said Haku, as Kurenai looked at her, as she felt embarrassed for suggesting such a thing earlier. Akira, he's a good man, and he loves you. I know, Kurenai said in a soft tone. And I love him too, she thought. As Naruto came back from bringing the two kids inside, as Ken left a small toy car out here, as Naruto looked up, as he was shocked to what he see in front of him, as Kurenai had a warm smile on her face. Good to see you, Naruto, she said. Kurenai looked in his shocked blue eyes, as he just stared at her, as Haku walked off to give them time alone to each other. As Naruto quickly kicked in his features, as he got that stoic look on his face. As Naruto put his hands in his pockets, as he walked towards Kurenai, Kurenai waited until he come near to her, as he just stopped and looked at her. Follow me, he said. She tried to ask something but he never stopped, as she just silently followed behind him. As the both of them found themselves at a small lake, as his back was turned towards her. Why are you here, he asked, as his voice was devoid of any emotion. As she stuttered, as he looked at her with a sharp glare. Are you trying to break my cover? You of all people should know how dangerous this mission is. That was not my intention, she said. Regardless, it's good to see you, he said, giving her a warm smile. He then moved forward to touch her, but just when his hands was about to reach her, he stopped. As he remembered a wave, he clearly remembered that she has not forgiven him. And since it was still uncertain where they stand, he prevented himself from doing anything that would push the situation even further. Much to his surprise, she wrapped her arms around him as she pulled him into a tight hug, surprising him as Naruto felt warmth all over, as it felt like a dream. I missed you, Naruto, she said. The feeling's mutual, he said, as she chuckled. After a few minutes, they break the hug, as Naruto was now looking in her eyes. As he spoke, "Where do we stand, Kurenai?" he asks. "Is it really important right now?" she asks. "To me it is," said Naruto. "I thought about everything, over and over and over again." "And how do you feel?" Naruto asks. "I forgive you," she said. Hearing that, Naruto felt the rest of the weight that was on his body just vanish, as he felt completely free. After all, it was one thing to forgive yourself for the problem you caused, but to be forgiven by the person that you hurt, it was a total different feeling. "Now," said Kurenai, "it's time for you to tell me where we stand. Should we continue where we left off, or should we..." But she was surprised when he backed away from her. "We can't. It's over," said Naruto, as his voice sounded cold and uncaring. Looking into her shocked eyes, it was destroying his heart, but this has to be done, as it was for her bright future, and he was willing to do this. "Why?" she said, as tears appeared in her eyes. "I don't care about the past. I love you, Naruto, and I want to be at your side," she said as tears started to leak from her eyes even more. "You're annoying," said Naruto in a cold tone. Her eyes widened in shock as she tried to say something, but only a small gasp escaped from her throat. "What are you saying?" she asked, as her heart was being ripped apart. "I have no interest in carrying on that relationship anymore. This is my answer." She came forward as she grabbed his collar roughly. "Is it because of Haku, or do you love someone else?" she asked, as she was desperate, as she hoped that this was a dream and she will wake up soon. "That's none of your business. Though I can't deny that I'm attracted to Haku," as he slapped away her hands. As he started to walk away, "I only think of you as a friend now. Thank you for everything, Kurenai, but it's over," he said, as he remained firm as she collapsed on her knees, as the crying started to increase. "You're lying," she said. "You're lying. Please don't make this harder, Kurenai. You're a shinobi, so act like one. Whatever we have, it was gone. And the truth is, I just don't love you anymore." As Kurama was trying to form a connection with Naruto, but Naruto wasn't allowing it. As Kurenai looked into his eyes, as she hoped this was a joke, a dream, or something, but after looking into his eyes, she realized it was truth. Naruto had finally given up on her. "I need to go," she said, as she picked herself up. As she couldn't think properly, she couldn't speak, she couldn't look at him anymore, as she would break down if she does, as her heart was being torn apart. As she then heard him spoke, "Kurenai, you must live on." But when she turned back around, he was gone. As Naruto arrived at his quarters, he slammed his fist into the wall, making a crack, as blood leaked from his hand. As his willpower disappeared as Kurama lashed out. "What the hell was that, Naruto?" Kurama screamed. "The right thing," said Naruto. "You moron," she said as she forgave you. She was willing to forget it all and be at your side. It was the reason that had to be done. I cannot drag her into any other mess. She loved you, and you still, but Naruto cut him off. "Think what you want, but you can only see the picture. That happy picture. But you know how much she has went through because of her relationship with me. People at Konoha took out their anger on her. She received the same treatment that I got until she became captain of this new force." "How do you know this?" asked Kurama. "I asked Hiruzen to brief me about her. And what I learned, it broke my heart. Many of her friends, her colleagues, call her bitch, whore, slut. She suffered daily, just because she loved me," Naruto said as tears started to leak from his eyes. "But she still loves you, or do you not love her anymore?" asked Kurama. "The people scorning her has been decreased since her mission to wave. She is slowly regaining the lost respect and getting accepted back into that society. Kurenai is gaining her life back as a proud kunoichi of Konoha, and I would be damned if I make her suffer more. I'm not like my parents. Call me selfish, but it is for our own good. You really love her, don't you?" said Kurama. She means everything to me. Kurenai is my greatest strength and my greatest weakness. But I can't put her through any more suffering. And besides, have you forgotten that we are in the final phase of the operation? So that's the reason, Kurama thought. Are you planning on killing him tomorrow during the meeting? Kurama asks. I wish I can, but in my current state I cannot take that risk. I have to wait until my surgery. Kurama, you're the only one I have left, said Naruto. I'm glad that you're here for me. Naruto, I need to tell Kurama, please, Naruto said, in a weak voice. As Kurama thought about it, he couldn't tell Naruto about this now. Maybe Kabuto was bluffing. Itachi had told him that every loose end has been tied up. So, maybe he was just lying about knowing about Ren. So there was no way Orochimaru could know the truth. All of this could just be a trap to lure Naruto out. Yes, I will be by your side, Kurama said. Thank you, said Naruto. Time skip. The next day, Kurenai sat on her bed as she was just holding her legs up against her chest. Her mind and heart were still trying to accept the shock that Naruto gave her yesterday. She hadn't slept a wink. He severed all ties with her. What was he thinking? She knew Naruto's many things, but he was never an arrogant bastard. Kurenai, you must live on. Those words ring in her head. As she wondered, did he somehow found out about the treating given to her by the people of Konoha? That could be a reason for making him do this. As she wondered, Hiruzen, she then thought. He must have been keeping Naruto informed about his loved ones. That is the only way that he could know. Or, all of this could be a speculation from her part. Maybe he fall in love with Haku or someone else. But at least she could tell him about Rain. She could tell him that would be their final peace, with her saying her goodbyes. As she got out of her room and headed off. An hour later, Kurenai arrived at the orphanage that was secluded from the rest of the island. It had been a long journey, but she got here. She saw Haku playing with some of the orphans as she went straight towards her. Where is he? Kurenai demanded. Haku looked at her curiously. Akira, you just missed him. Where? Asked Kurenai. I don't know. He never told me where he's going. Damn it, thought Kurenai. Meanwhile, on Hiraki Bridge, Orochimaru was now face to face with Naruto. It's a pleasure to meet you, Naruto, he said with a smile. As a small bead of sweat rolled down Naruto's forehead. In his current state, he was no match, nowhere near the power of Orochimaru. But he had to project that he was a badass, who Orochimaru had to refrain from fighting. If he faltered for a second, that would be it. You're creepy, said Naruto, to Orochimaru's greeting. Orochimaru smiled as he gave a faint bow of gratitude. I'll take that as a compliment, Orochimaru said, with a small chuckle. Speak quickly, I have very little patience. That I can see. Well, tell me, why did you betray Konoha? What's your true goal? Asked Orochimaru, but he frowned when Naruto burst out in laughter. Is this what this meeting is for? Huh. Well, alright, I'll tell you. In a gesture of good faith, I was bored. You really are interesting, Naruto, said Orochimaru with a smirk. Tell me something which I don't already know. My turn. What the hell do you want from me? And what can you offer me in return? What do you want? Asked Orochimaru. Meanwhile in the cage, Kurama heard footsteps as his eyes went wide. I want power, the strength to destroy my enemies. And what if I give you this power and ask you to destroy Konoha? Would you obey? Asked Orochimaru. That's it, said Naruto, a bit disappointed. Interesting, Orochimaru thought. He doesn't seem to care about anyone at that village. So, will you join me in destroying Konoha? Orochimaru asks. Only if your offer interests me and satisfies my personal interests. Fair enough, I'll give you 10 million Ryu for your services, and another 15 million Ryu for the forbidden scroll that you possess. This is my generosity to give you back your mother as well, and also reveal the truth about your daughter, Ren. As a shocked look appeared on Naruto's face, as Orochimaru smirked. Meanwhile, Kurama froze, as blank flashbacks started to appear in Naruto's mind. It couldn't be formed since her memory was not there, but there was a lot of them. Naruto, don't listen to him, said Kurama trying to stop it, but Naruto didn't respond. Naruto, "Yo," said a voice, as Kurama stared. "Why are you here?" Kurama asked. "Oh, Naruto is the one that's calling me. I am his dark subconscious after all," said Dark Naruto. "That can't be true," said Kurama. "Yes, and you know what you did. Bad for you. I know it too," said Dark. "How?" "Well, you can wipe out a person, mine, but you can never wipe out his sub. It's deep in his subconscious. He still remember her, but it's hard for him to gain back those memories. But it's still there. But the thing is, I remember everything." "This can't be happening," said Kurama. "You can't do this. You cannot tell him. He can snap. He could disappear. Don't you get it? I want that to happen. All of you, keep lying to him. I want him to get angry. I want him to see all of you for what you truly are. Pure, stinking, utter liars," Dark said. "Ren," said Naruto, as we were back on the bridge, as Orochimaru had a smirk on his face. "You don't know who she was," said Orochimaru. "No," Naruto said. "Well, she was one of the countless envoys that you killed when you were stealing the Forbidden Scroll," as Naruto was now mortified. "No, you're lying," he said. "There's no way I could kill my own child." As Orochimaru tossed a picture towards him, as Naruto caught it, as he saw a blonde girl dressed in an envoy uniform. She had the same facial structure, same eyes, same lips, same nose. She was like a clone made from him. My sources in the village came upon this information when I asked them to verify if you killed the envoy for real. I was not disappointed when it came up true, but in the documents, her name was changed. She was kept a secret from you. How do you know this? All of this could just be lies, Naruto said. It's simple. Years ago in the envoy, a commander contacted me, asking me to make a super soldier. I was actually given a donor's DNA, blood sample, and some other scientific stuff. At that time, I didn't know who they were from, but the source gave me quite a hefty fee to just build the soldier without asking questions. As Orochimaru had the parts that it was Danzo, and they had partnered up in the past. If he known that Danzo was trying to make a clone daughter of Naruto, he would have kept her instead of giving it to him. Everything about her records were changed, and she was buried in the abandoned Uchiha territory, Orochimaru said. As Hiruzen had gone through great length to cover up her envoy past, and hiding her body in the abandoned Uchiha clan territory, where no one live or ever visit, was quite genius, as Orochimaru watched Naruto, who was shaking. Now you know the truth. If you wish to join me, then come to this place. Then we shall discuss the detail of our partnership, as he tossed Naruto a paper. It's up to you, he said, as he vanished in a sunshin. A few minutes later, Naruto collapsed on the ground and clutched his head as a devastated pain started to arrive in it. As he started to scream, as Naruto slowly opened his eyes, he was now in a blank, white plain. Looking around, he came face to face with Dark Naruto. Remember the truth, said Dark Naruto, as he activated his Mangita Sharingan, as Naruto started to see memories. As he saw the massacre, as he saw him explaining the Sage of Six Paths to Ren. Stop this, Captain Naruto, she said, as Naruto watched all of it. And remember, they all betrayed you, Dark Naruto whispered in his ear. And the scene changed again to find his past self sitting beside Itachi as they were having a casual conversation until Itachi activated his Mangita Sharingan. As Naruto saw himself on the ground, in the mindscape with Itachi standing there over him, he was unconscious because of the Genjutsu. As Naruto watched as Itachi explained to Kurama, they had a reason for wiping Ren's memory from Naruto's mind, as they didn't want him to turn into the next Madara Uchiha. And after a while, Naruto saw Kurama agreed with it. End of the flashback. As he came back to the white empty plain, as Dark Naruto saw Naruto on the ground, as his tears were dried up, but he was trembling bad as he was breaking. It was me. It's my fault Ren is dead, he said. Huh? You finally got it, said Dark. Naruto looked at his other self, the only one who had shown him the truth, the one who remained faithful to him. If you sit there and blame yourself, nothing will change. She will still be dead, said Dark. You never change. It's all your fault. You keep on saying that over and over again. You always blame yourself, said Dark. It's obvious, isn't it? Whose fault that things end up like this? Who was the one who made those mistakes, one after another? As Dark Naruto grabbed him by the hair and picked him up. It was you! But Naruto stood there, standing there motionlessly. Get this through your thick skull. Your life was already a piece of crap, being a Jinchuriki. But the reason you're in so much crap is because of this Operation Ghost. And you're also the dumbest, ignorant fool ever born in this world. An idiot that never understood this world and got tricked by people over and over again. It started with Konoha tricking you for years, then Hiruzen tricked you, then Danzo tricked you by creating Ren. Getting Shin killed, along with the rest of your friends, all of that. You were just toyed around like a piece of ball. Everyone just messing with you over and over again. The only reason you're dealing with this operation is because Hiruzen screwed up. He knew that Danzo was a monster, but he did nothing. And he's the goddamn Hokage. But no, he make you take all of the responsibility because he's a goddamn coward. And you stood there, taking everything all alone, making people play you over and over and over again as Dark Naruto threw him to the ground. You think it's better to hurt yourself than hurt others. You're too good. You're too selfless. Which is why you're going through all of this. If you had lived for yourself, you'd have never go down this path. But you're too dumb. As the real Naruto was going through an inner conflict, all of this was true. As he started to cry, "Why are you crying?" said Dark. "You chose to hurt yourself or people who didn't care about your feelings. And now, you're all alone," said Dark Naruto. As Dark Naruto then kneeled and gave Naruto a hug. "Let me take your pain," he said. The meaning of life is to devour others. Our parents couldn't do that, and you couldn't either. In order to prove yourself better than them, you did the same thing, sacrificing yourself for Konoha, not looking out for your own self. But that's not kindness, that's weakness. "Would you still continue to be on this side of getting hurt?" asked Dark Naruto. "No," said Naruto. "Can you allow this to happen to you again and again?" "Never," Naruto said. "Do you have the strength to stop it?" asked Dark. "Yes," said Naruto. "So, do you accept me?" said Dark. But Naruto didn't answer. Instead, he drove his right hand through his heart. As Dark started to get absorbed into Naruto, as he just smiled, as he chuckled, as his body started to get absorbed into Naruto, as he decided to ask a final question before he got completely absorbed. "So you admit that you are wrong?" "I'm not the one who is wrong. What's wrong is this goddamn world," Naruto said, with pure hatred in his eyes. Dark Naruto merely smiled as he vanished into Naruto. Meanwhile, Kurama saw Dark Naruto and Naruto distance away from the cell, as Dark Naruto then vanished as Naruto was now glowing. "I remember her," said Naruto, as he turned towards Kurama. As Naruto activated his Mangekyo Sharingan and stared at Kurama. "I remember everything," he screamed. "I know what you have done. I know what you did to me." Kurama stared in horror as Naruto Mangekyo Sharingan glared at him. As Kurama didn't feel anger, instead, it was something evil. "My friend, my ally, my betrayer. Naruto, let me but Naruto cut him off. "There's no need for that. I'm not interested in anything that you have to say." As Kurama looked at Naruto as he saw Madara Uchiha, those look of his eyes, it resembled that. "I did it for you, my friend," said Kurama. "You're mistaken, Kyuubi," said Naruto. Kurama eyes widened in shock as he heard Naruto call him the Kyuubi. He had stopped calling him that title and calling him by his real name years ago. "We're not friends. All of my friends are dead," Naruto said. "I'm sorry, Naruto," said Kurama. "Don't be. I was the wrong one. I trusted you and everyone because I was an idiot. My real friends died fighting by my side, the ones who never lied to me. I never wanted to hurt you. I just..." "Kyuubi," Naruto said, shutting him off. "I'm not interested in any explanation. It's over," Naruto said. "Take all of your pain out on me, Naruto. Punish me. Torture me, said Kurama. No, said Naruto. What? Said Kurama. A small part of Kurama was relief. Upon hearing those words, maybe there was a small part of hope left in him. You did what you did because you thought that you was right. Just like me, when I did back then. The only reason is that Kurenai forgave me for my sins, but now, I have nothing in my heart to give you. But I can never trust you again. Participating in destroying every single memory of the child I care so much about. We're done, Naruto said. Naruto, don't do this, said Kurama. You betrayed the one human that trusted you, as you turn around and stab me in my back. And now you will feel the same pain. The great pain of loneliness in this jail, all alone. What are you going to do? Asked Kurama. It's time that I change this world. They wanted a war, so I'll give them one. I'll take the fight back to their land, their people, their blood. Naruto, you will destroy everything that you fought so hard to protect all this time? I protected a corrupt evil village that used me. I covered for that stupid old man, and he used me. But it's over. This is the beginning of the end. And this is my promise, Kurama. You will watch all of it unfold in front of you. I'll show them a goddamn devil, he said. But guys, let me end this episode right here. If you want to see the next part of this, you already know what to do. Like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn that bell notifications they posted. Remember to share this to all of your friends in your social media platform, and stay in tune for the rest of what is coming your way. And yeah, but for now, I'm out. Peace.